Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction video and this has been a request by one of my patrons for ReVamp Disdain live at Graspop 2010 with Floor Jansen. Let's have a listen.
Well, that was a ballad, obviously. Are you ready for something more heavy? Graspop? Was that a yes? I can't hear you. Fucking hell, it's hot up here.
Oh my gosh, this is a different Floor that I've not seen before. Blonde, sassy. I mean, she always seems so ladylike, you know, but maybe this is the real Floor. Let's hear.
Are you ready for our next song? And you guys, are you ready for our next song? And you guys, ready? Let's go. Disdain!
This is a different Floor than I've seen with Nightwish, because Nightwish, I mean, definitely she does the head banging, but I didn't hear that sound that much, usually. I mean, I guess there's other guys in Nightwish to do that, but, and of course I've heard her After Forever band, not this one. Definitely heavier. Yeah, I've not heard all that great. And then she was singing opera and training opera between all this. It's pretty amazing. Okay, there's got to be some backing vocals on that. Maybe there was pre-recording, or maybe she had a mic that actually creates that, because you have, sometimes you can press a button and you create vocal backgrounds. I'm still shocked about all that growling. I mean, I've heard her do some noise on the voice, but the growl, wow. so much energy. And then the opera break, I was like, what? But here's the deal with I'm just using a lot of that right there. But going back and forth is probably relaxing. I know this isn't a relaxing song, obviously, not at all. But I think going back and forth between those, some people call them modes, but using the voice in a different way is kind of, it's like cross training. Very interesting. I didn't expect that. All right. I'm not the best growler. Gotta have that mic. Yeah, I gotta practice. Yeah, wow, that was something different. That was a different Floor. And I've been following her for some time, I think from 2019 when she was on Beste Zangers, which got me fixated on the Beste Zangers TV show. I absolutely adore it. But this was a different Floor, a little more sassy, a little more like edgier Floor, and blonde. Didn't expect that either. But still, that was something, because Nightwish seems to be a bit more, I don't want to say understated because it's not exactly the right word, but it just seems to be a bit more poetic, and we're talking about, all these epic things going on and stories, and so there was a little bit more genteel. Like I said, it still was metal, but it wasn't quite like that. That was like really lots of growl, lots of edgy, and Jen just get that back there. And then using the mic. I mean, the thing is that she was walking around really, because that kind of energy, you need to like have the energy from below. Any kind of rock, metal, opera also from below, because you can't stress this part. That's kind of the misunderstanding people have. When you hear this powerful vocals, you think there's something going on in here. It's really fueling from below, because the mouth is the resonator. It's like the cheerleaders that have the megaphone. It's really more this, and then shaping it like this, versus So the mouth does different things, but you have to have the power from below. And having her walk around like that is going to give her that underneath here. Now, the thing is that most of the time you don't see that. It's really in the rib cage and in the lungs, and feeling that energy from down there, like this. And that's the way you can sing more with power. Because when you look at people's faces, they're usually like this. So the mouth is that passive. The vocal cords are in here, of course, but it's really anchoring in that lower body. You have to have stamina for that, and you have to work into it also, because it's very easy to tax the voice. And if you tax the voice, especially in that really intensity, you're not going to last for a show. And if you don't last for a show, you can actually get vocal issues. You can get nodules or polyps or all kinds of things. And those are really pretty serious vocal problems, I should say. And it can really cause singers to cancel or need surgery. So it's really important that you fuel the voice from below, like that. It's like kind of this anchor, like feeling this stretch on the rib cage, so you can power the voice without straining the vocal cords. It's harder than it looks. I mean, you can see that she's putting out all this stuff, but there's training involved. You really need to train. And I'm American, as you guys know, and in America there's this kind of almost bias about talking about training. It's really dumb. And it's been around for a long time since I've been teaching. It's like people would deny that they had training, or they're self-taught, or blah, blah, blah. And it turns out people don't understand what vocal training really means. I think they think it all means like one-on-one lessons, and that is vocal training. But you can get vocal training in your choir class. You can get vocal training when you're singing musical theater, because when you're singing in musical theater, there's a music director that basically coaches people. They're not doing it blind. You know? That's what people said about Freddie Mercury, like, oh, he's never had training. Well, if he was in a music production at his school, he's had training. Now, he may not have had one-on-one, and to be honest, they probably do, because when people are in a musical production, a play, and it's a musical, they rehearse with the musical director, and guess what? They work one-on-one with them. So that is also musical training, but there's just this bias against, like, you're not cool if you have to really train and study. It's almost like, I use the analogy of an Olympic athlete. An Olympic athlete is going to go, you know, I'm just so cool. I did not need to study and train to get into the Olympics. No one does that. No one says that. It's dumb. But singers, high-level singers, get training. And unfortunately, in the United States, they tend to not talk about it. In fact, I had a singer that Disdain and I had training, and then when you look, it was Courtney Love, actually, and I had a student who brought in her album, and she'd be like, oh, I don't have lessons, but then she actually thanks the vocal coach. And if you didn't know that was a vocal coach, you wouldn't know that she is thanking her vocal coach. And so it's just this kind of silly stuff. And I really appreciate, in Europe, they understand that training is what you do, because you're an athlete, and you need to protect your body and your voice. And because the voice is more fragile than people think. Lots of things can set it off. Even if you've already been well trained, things can happen where you have to sing sick on a gig, or you're going through an emotional problem, you know, like a divorce or a death. Things like that can really mess with the voice too. Even if you know better, because it's like, if you're under trauma of any like sickness, you know, disease, health problems, emotional issues, mental issues, it can throw you off. It can throw you off bad, because singers are vocal athletes, and they have to train to that level to sing concerts like that. That was only one song, but a whole show like that, you have to be trained, and you have to know what you're doing to pace yourself through that show. You know, same with opera singers, because you don't want to screw up your voice, because if you screw your voice up, you could be out for a long time. And if you don't want to take a break, you can really mess it up. I've listened to many lectures by voice doctors and professionals about vocal cords and what can happen. So you don't want to mess around with it. You need that training to survive. And unfortunately, too, in the United States, there's a lot of people that do train, but their agents and managers don't want them talking about it. And that's the other thing. So they're I'm not going to talk about it. Which is, I don't know, it's a bias, because maybe they're not as cool. You know, it's just kind of like, you're supposed to be this natural singer, and you're amazing, and everything is the best, and they're just naturally talented, because you sell more records, like, wow, they're just special. And they are special. I mean, it takes a certain body type and face type to actually be able to power through that kind of singing. But training comes in as well. You're not going to be a skier in the Olympics and make the Olympic trials in your country without training. They all have coaches. It's normal. That's how, if you want to be a world-class athlete, you have coaches. Same with singers. All right, so if you love Floor as much as I do, please make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all of my uploads. And let me know of other Floor songs I should listen to. She's an interesting singer, and she continues to grow, so super excited about that. And also, I want to let you know of my 2 free passion projects on Facebook. The first one is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm coaching people on how to grow a YouTube channel. It might seem kind of counterintuitive, but a lot of things that help you grow on YouTube, people have to learn. because there's a lot more to it than just making good content. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So I help people coach with that in that group. The other group is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's for people that are interested in creativity and spirituality, because that's what we're actually doing. That's what we're here on this planet, is we are all spiritual beings and we are creating our world. And the way we create our world is we think about it. We visualize it. Everything that we create is a visualization first. So I want to encourage you guys to visualize a world that works for all of us without creepy, unelected parasites controlling us. We don't have to agree to that. And the way we don't have to agree is we visualize the world without that. Because we can live on this earth. That's our heritage. And we need to kick out the parasites, just like the fleas on a dog. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to visualize it, and we all visualize it together. It's going to happen. So keep that in mind. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.